Welcome to the REI Foundation podcast, where we cover all the steps and strategies to make your real estate dreams a reality. Now your hosts, Jason and Peely.
And welcome to another edition of the Real Estate Investing Foundation podcast. This is Jason. Happy Friday. It is Foundation Inspection Friday. So with that, let's talk about when things go wrong. And they sometimes seem to go wrong a lot. And when you're thinking about things and you're thinking about what's happening, well, what can you find could be the good in that? What can you find would be the positivity of what's happened? Instead of just basically focusing on what is the difficulties you're facing, what's the learning lesson? And ideally, what could be the positive effect of what happened? I heard something recently. It was interesting. The story of the Chinese farmer. Chinese farmer had two horses, and one day the two horses ran away. And from there, his neighbors came over and said, "Well, without your horses, you'll be able to have no crops, and your family will starve, and you'll lose everything." And he said, "Well, we'll see." The next day, the two horses returned with 7 more horses. His neighbors returned and said, "Now you have 9 horses to be able to have you abundance of crops. And with this, you're going to be rich beyond means." And the Chinese farmer again replied, "Well, we'll see." Well, a week later, the Chinese farmer's son was trying to tame one of the wild horses, and the wild horse threw him from it, and he broke both of his legs. And the neighbors once again returned and said, "Well, without your son, you won't be able to do this. You won't be able to have crops, and you will lose all of your crops, and your family will basically perish." And with that, the farmer again said, "Well, we'll see." And 2 weeks later, the Chinese army came, and they were basically taking every young man who was able to perform and go out there to war. And this war was a devastating war where pretty much in the end, everybody had died. They came there in search of the Chinese farmer's son, saw that he had broken both of his legs, and ultimately didn't take him. So the emphasis of the story there is that you never know what good and bad can come of things. And if you take in context that everything is just literally bad or good, you're going to miss out on a lot. So take your time, focus what's on in front of you, see if you can find a positivity in everything that's happened, and make today the best day it can be. Happy Friday, everyone. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning into the REI Foundation podcast. Check back next time for more awesome tips and strategies to launch your new you in real estate.